Hi all, it's Trevor here, Summit or Nothing, preparing to go out on a camp. So I thought this would be a great time to discuss two topics. Firstly, your winter camping essentials. And secondly, how to pack your rucksack. An idiot's guide. If you're new to Summit or Nothing, please check out our channel for more tips, hints, videos of our trips, wild camping and hiking, budget gear reviews, all sorts really. Right, so you want to go wild camping, you've not done wild camping before. What do you need? First of all, the most important thing you will need is a tent. Now, I've got the Nature Hike Cloud Up 2 is my go-to tent. That's what I'm going to be taking out this weekend. I use a two-man tent. Even though I'm one man, I find a two-man tent, it's a little bit more weight, but a lot more room. The Nature Hike Cloud Up 2, there's enough room in there for you to sit up, to have a bed down one side and your gear down the other side. But also, it's not too big, which means you can warm it up inside quite well. I think it is a 4-season tent. It's double skinned. Yeah, really good. If you're looking for a tent, you might look for different things. I mean, you don't need a tent. You could use bivvy tents. You can get, I've never really done hooped bivvy camping. It looks a bit too restrictive. You can go under tarps, hammock camping, whatever. But I'm tent camping. What else do you need? I always think it's another essential, especially in the winter, is having roll mats. Now, this is a Thermarest ridge rest. You can get these in silver foil, which reflect your heat back apparently, but it's a foam pad. This one, it's designed with these ridges inside to collect heat, keep it warm, but I wouldn't use that. It's not very comfortable. So what I have actually got is the Trekology UL80, which I will also be taking out with me. And this is an inflatable mat, which I will be combining the two. You can get other mats on the market if you want to spend a bit more money, or I had been using a mat which was comfortable but took up loads of room. So I'm hoping that this will stick on the outside of my bag. This will go inside and it allows me loads of room. Now, the importance of having a decent roll mat is not just for comfort, it's also you lose a lot of heat through the ground. A lot of people use a reflective mat underneath their roll mat. I haven't got one. I will see how this setup works in the winter and then let you know. But yeah, more layers underneath you minimize the amount of heat loss. Another essential, of course, is a sleeping bag. Now, you might look at this and go, whoa, you'll never fit that in your backpack. Of course you won't. But this is a 4-season down sleeping bag. This is in its loft bag. So it's, when you're storing it, you keep it in here. When you want to put it in your backpack, then you can press it down. What else do you need? I think that another essential item is your stove. Now, I was using the Jetboil for a long time. Everyone seems to use them. Everyone rates them. I think they're a bit overpriced for what is essentially a gas-powered kettle. The Jetboils, you can spend hundreds of pounds on them. And this is a job's worth that I've just bought from Planet X Bikes. 20 pounds, I think they're 25 pound. I got it when it was on offer. It's a decent little stove, 1 litre. It's good enough to cook your meals in. Now, it's nice to get hot food inside you, so you can get boil in the bag meals or the dry meals. I actually make my own meals most of the time, freeze them in foil bags, and then when I want them, I take them out the freezer, take them camping with me, and you've got a proper home cooked meal up on the trail. So that's another essential item, is a stove, because you will want hot drinks and things as well, and especially in the winter, to eat something hot before you go to bed, and it will keep you warm at night with the food digesting. It'll give you that extra warmth. Another essential item that you will need for your backpacking is headlamps. Now, I've got a few torches and headlamps here because I do filming And if I want to get external shots, I've got these headlamps and this Olight torch, which I was lucky enough to have sent me. Really good for lighting up the area outside, whereas when I'm inside I just use this little cheap one. So I do pack more torches than I probably need. The good thing about the BioLite headlamp and the Olight are that they are USB charging, so yeah, I can keep using them and I know that they're not going to run out, and if they do, I've got a USB charger. A first aid kit I think is quite important. Touch wood, I haven't used mine yet, but you never know. You're out on the trail, you could need it. Spare clothes, extra layers, always essential. And even if you don't want to get in your sleeping bag at first, you can just layer up. It's always good to have those extra layers. And another thing I pack is a down jacket as well, because that can down compacts really well, so you can just shove that into the top of your bag and it's easily accessible. So with the clothing, I'm going to put them in a dry sack. So what I'm going to do is use this Osprey dry sack that I purchased. So I'm just going to tuck my clothes straight into there. A dry bag is always a good idea to keep your clothes obviously dry when you go out. What you can do is compress it all down as much as you can, get the air out, that will save space, and then fold it up. No water's getting in there. Your clothes, even if you got completely wet, your clothes are going to be nice and dry. So that was a 12 litre Osprey dry sack. I'll put links to everything below as always, so please look there. So we've discussed food and cooking. Water is always essential, and I always take a water filter, but I always pack water as well. I know Nathan will probably not take water, he'll get it on the trail somewhere, but I like to do that just in case it's completely chucking down or really cold, you don't want to get out. I just carry the water. That's probably where most of my weight comes from, which is another reason I'm trying to pack it all into this bag, to be honest, because I'm trying to keep my weight down. And this Forclaz 50 litre bag is a lot lighter than my 65 litre Vango bag. We discussed first aid kit. Another thing I like to keep in my first aid kit is sort of a multi-tool. It's pliers, it's tweezers, it's knives, lots of things on there. So keep that nice and handy. And then I keep this as well, a credit card with sort of duct tape around it. So if anything breaks, I can just tape it back up. And then I carry this, you lot won't have to. This has got to go in my bag. This is my camera bag. So I keep my little camcorders in there, spare batteries and my USB chargers. Now USB chargers have become a bit of an essential item, especially if you're taking your phone and you want to be able to keep your phone charged if you're going out for days or two. The USB charger is brilliant for that. And then down the front, you might not be navigating, you might just be camping somewhere, but I'm navigating Dartmoor, so I like to take a map, a compass. I've got an emergency whistle, and then I've also, which I'll keep, it's my Dartmoor Legends book, just to antagonise Nathan when we go out. And then to assist my food, I've just got some snacks which I will keep in a little plastic bag, which then doubles up as a bin bag. I've got toiletries as well, hand sanitizer, toilet rolls and a trowel, but I cannot find my trowel. I've looked everywhere for it, so I might have to grab a new one before I go out. So that's everything. This is my backpack. Let's try and get it in, okay? So, right, so the first thing you want to put in your backpack is your sleeping bag. So I've took it out of its loft bag and now I'm going to try and get it in to the compression sack. I'm going to start with the foot end first so it doesn't fill up with air as you're trying to compress it, because that's what will happen. And then just shove it. Don't try rolling sleeping bags. That's no fun. Trying to fit them in when they're rolled is irritating. You might have to stand to do this, to get you back into it. Right, now that's compressed. You don't want to over compress it because obviously once you've crushed it, the down isn't as effective to keep you warm. You can fluff it up again once you get out, and to be honest, they say that the OEX is a better one. It's they've got a better loft, so it fluffs itself back up anyway. There we go, compact. Now that's going to be the first thing that goes into your bag. You want to start with the lightest things at the bottom. So, sleeping bag. Most bags you can access the sleeping bag from the bottom, or they have a sleeping bag compartment at the bottom. This one doesn't, but it has got 3 zips on there, so you can open it wherever you want to get into different areas of the bag, which is a great design with this. So that's my down sleeping bag in the bottom. Next, you want to get the heavier things in the middle. So what I'm going to do is put my stove in there, my roll mat to the opposite side, and then the water, which is going to be the heaviest thing in here, I'm going to put right in the centre. So that keeps it sort of centralised on your back. Then from there, I'm going to get my clothes in front of that, like that. So I've got, it's all going in, it's looking pretty tidy at the moment, and I've still got more room, which is good, because what else do I put inside my bag? I'm going to put my camera bag on the top, and then I shove in my down jacket on top, so it's nice and accessible, so when I want to layer up I can get to that. Like I say, that will compress and you can sort of hold that down, and then pull the cord. Zip it up. That's the main compartment full, and that's actually looking the tidiest I've ever had it looking. Next, the side pockets. I stick my first aid kit into one side pocket, feed that right down there. Then I put my cup with coffees, chocolate, and a couple of hand warmers. I hope I don't need them, but I always just pack them in the winter anyway. And that goes into one side, zip it up, that's done. What I've also got is some spare pegs and dye ropes, which might come in handy. So I'll take them. The cleaning stuff, sorry, cleaning stuff is supposed to go in over here as well for cooking. Over this side, then I'm going to put spare pegs, my water filter, and my hand sanitizer and all bits like that go over there. Now everything else will go into the lid. Now this is just a single lid, so what we do, I keep my torches in here. With the battery torch, always what I do is swap out the middle battery and turn it around, so that way it can't go switching on accidentally in your bag. And then the same, that was supposed to go inside my bag, down the back where my food went. Yep, squeezed it in easy enough. So yeah, torches into the top. A little low light torch in this little furry pouch. And then my map. Compass, whistle, all accessible. And my snacks will also go in the top there. Do that up. And then all I've left with is my pliers and my tape, which I like to put in here, somewhere like that, and do that up. Now I usually keep a little lighter in there as well, but I've got that in my mug. Okay, so that's the backpack loaded up. Now all we got to do is fit the tent and the extra roll mat. Now the extra roll mat, I like to sit on the bottom because it's light. So I've got these straps here, put them in and then pull it tight. They're not going nowhere. And then my tent, what I do is pack my tent across the top like that, pull it down. Now for extra security, just in case it falls, I just put this clip through the loop and clip it on. So if it does fall, it catches. But usually it doesn't, it's fine. So there we go, one backpack loaded properly, all the weight is evenly distributed, feels a lot lighter than it is when it's packed properly. Then just adjust all the straps. I don't know, my son's used this, so it's all out of sync. And then we're ready to go. Cheers!